Hello again, everyone. I'm Dr. George Simon, and welcome to another edition of Character Matters, a program where we talk about what I consider to be the defining issue of our time, the character crisis that we've been in for some time now, and that affects every single aspect of our lives. Today, I want to begin a new series talking about human interpersonal manipulation. This is something I began researching and writing about well over 40 years ago, and is the subject of my first book, which became an international bestseller for mainly two reasons. First, it described the effect of certain people's behavior, the tactics they use, how they use them, the manner in which they operate, the effect that we commonly call these days the gaslighting effect. We've called it that for some time now. That crazy making feeling when in your gut you believe one thing about what someone has been up to, but you can't objectively verify it. And because you can't objectively verify it, you doubt yourself. You wonder if, in fact, you have the situation read correctly. And that's exactly how your manipulator gets the better of you, gets you to capitulate, cave into their wishes and demands. And the other reason I believe that the book became an international bestseller, in sheep's clothing, that is that I explained that certain characters are covert about their aggressive behaviors, and I differentiate assertive behaviors from aggressive behaviors. Assertion is a very healthy thing that people do to advance their own legitimate agendas and take care of themselves. Aggression seeks only to dominate and to win, and at all costs. And covert aggressors use any means at their disposal to not only have their way and to dominate a situation and to dominate you and to bring you under their thumb and bring you into submission, but they do so in stealthy ways, using tactics that generally play on a lot of your sentiments. For example, if you tend to be the conscientious type, if you're very sensitive to doing things wrong and you always want to do right, then using the tactic of guilting is likely to be effective in manipulating you. Contrarily, try using that same tactic. Try guilting a person who is determined to do whatever they want and have their own way, and really does not have the same kind of conscientiousness that you do. The tactic doesn't work. So when aggressors use these tactics, they know what they're doing. They read your sentiments well, genuinely, and they play on your sentiments. Now, some folks are good at being these kinds of ruthless interpersonal operators while concealing their true nature. They have the gift to make positive impressions. They're good, what we call positive impression managers. It's a lot easier to look good than it is to be good. As I mentioned in my book, Essentials for the Journey, to be good, you have to turn yourself over to something bigger. And that takes work, that takes dedication, and above all, that takes love. When you serve no higher power than your own self interest, nothing is required of you but the skills to manipulate and get your way, one way or the other. And some folks are good at doing that and looking good while doing it. These days, unfortunately, we have dominant seekers among us who are particularly skilled at playing on the fears, sympathies, desires, wants, yearnings of others, and they rise to power. And because so many of them lack the moral conscience and the heart to serve, genuinely serve, something bigger, something higher, we are in a sad and dangerous state. And there will be a price to pay, and perhaps that we have to pay it. Hopefully, we'll learn from it. At least I pray we will. But I'll continue to speak out about these matters, and I invite you to avail yourself of the many articles available free of charge at drgeorgesimon.com, and to avail yourself of my books, all readily available on Amazon. I'll be talking more about manipulative characters and the ways that they operate in incoming programs. Until then, I'm Dr. George Simon. Take care.